All right, I want to start by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rekah Hakwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men of great millstone that I learned this truth from, the words of truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, and Yahushua. Salutations out there to the elect. All right, I want to do a quick lesson, give you an example of why Israel fell. You see, through their disobedience. You see, by breaking the covenant that we had with the Lord. And as you see in the video, before I play this, as you see in the video right here, this is an example of why we're under the curses. So before I play the video, let's start right here in Deuteronomy 28 and 15. The heading right here says consequences of disobedience. All right, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and all his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Verse 16, cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Verse 19, it says, cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. You see? Verse 20, it said, the Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. You see? So we're under the curses even unto this day because of what? The wickedness that we have done. And this is an example right here of the wickedness that a lot of you wicked Israelites do. You see? All right, let's start the video, and then I'll get a scripture. I'll get a few more scriptures. All right, let's play the video.
My name is Chris. And my name is Bobby. People think we gangsters, but we're lovers. It's a lot of hate and it's a lot of judgment. Wow, this is crazy. Our kids have a gloomy future. A father's worst nightmare. Y'all had to get as a child. Before I was with Bobby, I was dating a trans woman.
I broke up with him. 3 days later, they were in a relationship. I felt betrayed. I was just more like confused. Well, what does he have that I just don't have? My name is Chris. Everybody calls me Chocolate. And my name is Bobby. People think we gangsters, but we're lovers. People just think that what is too hood to be gay because of the way we dress. What does gay look like? Gay has all types of shades, colors, and positions. People think gay is just one way, and there is just such a misunderstanding. We actually met at the club. As soon as I seen this man, it was just something in me, and I know a lot of people don't believe in love at first sight. But it definitely was like love at first sight. So my ex Cassie is coming over today to discuss how she felt about our relationship. And I'm kind of nervous and anxious to hear what she has to say. Hi, I am Cassie, trans woman. So before I was with Bobby, I was dating a trans woman. That was the person I was with for almost 6 years. We actually met when I was 19, he was 20. When I met Bobby, I kind of asked Chris who he was, and he kind of told me, like, oh, this is my friend, and we've been dating for this long, and he's never been to anything we've had. So I was intrigued, like, who's this boy? I broke up with him. 3 days later, they were in a relationship.
You see, and this is why Israel fell. You see, this is one of the examples of why Israel fell. You see, because of the wickedness of their doings, going against the word of the Lord. You see, let's get this scripture in Levit. Let's see. Let's start with this one. Well, Salaki, let's get this one in Deuteronomy 23 and 17. Let's see. Let's start at verse. Let's see. Let's start as verse 17, but let's see what the heading says. It says, persons excluded from the assembly. You see, And the Lord goes into, all the requirements that he has. It says, all the commandments and statutes that he set for Israel. All right. Verse 1, it says, he that is wounded in the stones or have his privy member cut off shall not enter into the congregation. It said, a bastard shall not enter into the congregation, even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. It says, a Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. And the modern day Moabites and Ammonites are the so-called Japanese and the so-called Chinese, which descend from Lot. You see, and basically it goes into the statutes and the commandments, that are part of our law that the Lord set for Israel. Let's go all the way to verse 17. Deuteronomy 23 and 17, it says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, you see. So the Lord commanded the daughters of our people, the 12 tribes, all the women of the 12 tribes, not to be whores, you see, because what? It's wickedness. So the daughters of our people, they shouldn't be whores. It says, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel, you see. So that a lot of you Israelites out there, you go against the laws, you see, you sin, especially you men out here that are attractive, or not attractive, that are attracted to other men. That's a sin, because that's what a sodomite is. A sodomite is a Israelite. A sodomite is a male that likes another male, basically homosexuality, and it goes against our law. You see, and that's why we fail, because of this. You see, because of one of many examples. Even this.
I felt betrayed.
A lot of people felt like I was wrong for leaving her the way that I did. I wanted to be with a guy, even if I knew I was going to hurt somebody's feelings. When I first started dating Bobby, I knew how I went about it was wrong. The only reason I carried it like that is because, we were young when we was together. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know if I wanted to be a man.
I felt like I probably didn't allow you to grow as a person because I'm the type of person that's always like boom, 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 boom.
You did allow for me to grow. You showed me everything in the world, all the love, all the caring.
A man with a man, you see. Disgusting. Let's get this scripture in Leviticus. Salakia, bear with me. Salakia, let's get this scripture. It says, this is Leviticus 18 and 22. It says, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination, you see. So, acts like this, men with men, that's an abomination. And it's also stated in Leviticus 20 and 13. It says, if a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. So when people like this are made unalive, you shouldn't be surprised. Or when the Lord has them, or when judgment comes upon them, that shouldn't surprise you. You see, because that's the same reason why the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. You see, and rescued Lot, because he was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You see, because if you read the story, Lot was saved from Sodom and Gomorrah by the two angels, and those Sodomites in, Sodom and Gomorrah, they tried to know those angels well, if you know what I mean. You see, so they were a bunch of Sodomites. You see, and the Lord destroyed that place, and eventually He's going to destroy Babylon the Great, because this modern kingdom is full of those freaks, those abominations. And eventually the Lord is going to, burn this place with fire.
But it wasn't a guy.
What point of time when we were together did you feel like it was the end for us?
We were exploring stuff.
And we were growing apart.
It just gave to a point that how I'm exploring it.
So was it like a urge, or I know that this is not the type of person I want to be with?
It was an urge.
Car insurance?
All right, let's end with this scripture right here. Salakia. Let's see. And with men. Let's end with this scripture. Salakia. Oh, men with men. I think it's in Romans. Salakia. Oh, bear with me. All right, this is Romans 1. And let's see, 1. Let's start at verse. All right, let's see. All right, it says Romans 1 and 27. Let's get to the point. It says, likewise, also the man. But if you read the verse above that, it talks about women, liking women, which is an abomination also. But let's read verse 27. It says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burning in their lust one towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meet, which was right. You see, because why? The Lord is going to judge them according to their works. And if their works are wicked, he's going to, judge them with wickedness or evil. You see, he's going to bring evil upon them. It says, verse 28, it says, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do the things which are not convenient. You see, it says, being filled, verse 29, it says, being filled with all ungodliness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers. Verse 30, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. Verse 31, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. Verse 32, it says, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. You see? So those abominable acts are worthy of death. It says, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. You see? So like, yeah, let's let this ad play. Parents used to. I hate these ads. You see?
Because it just was like, am I going crazy? Like, am I bugging? And I'm going crazy even when my new relationship.
And people like this, the Lord is going to destroy. Trust me. They're not going to go to the grave, their grave in peace. Because the Lord is going to afflict these abominable freaks. All right, I'll end the lesson here. All praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahushua Bahashim, Rekakwadash. Shalom.